Welcome to 𝐂𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐑𝐄𝐔. We talk about investing, finance, or professional development. So current time of 9:42 a.m. on the Eastern Time on Friday, October 28th. Hope you guys have a good week and also happy Friday to everyone. We are almost to Halloween, I see. Next Monday is Halloween. Amazing. With respect to Ethereum, $1,548, up about 2.4% so far. On the overall crypto market, we are relatively green across the spectrum. You can see that most of the coins on the altcoin side of the spectrum are up about 2.5%, at minimally to some selectively even up 6% so far. On the index front, we are also green. It seems like across the market has jumped. Obviously, this week has been quite disgusting with a lot of negative tech earnings. Some selective surprising positive earnings. But with respect to this Friday, we are closing on, I guess, on a relatively good note on a preliminary perspective so far. Try to just shake off, some of the negative earnings we've been having so far. As you probably saw, Meta basically drop by 23%, which is crazy. Obviously, it's like the first time ever on to shaving their guidance, but also with respect to just questionable outlooks with respect to under the Zuckerberg's management in comparisons to the Sheryl Sandberg specifically management previously. Obviously, Sheryl Sandberg has moved on as the former COO of Meta. Now, I believe this interim CFO is taking charge alongside with obviously Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of it. But the rising competition and just seems like TikTok is really in their face. Taking away the subscribers, that can be a concerning result, right? In addition to that, Google's also have announced the first time ever slowdown of their outlook going forward. So that's another negative hindrance that we are seeing. Two major giants, getting some shaves, across the spectrum. But if you look at the media front today, you could take a look at this real quick. You could see that across the spectrum we're up about 0.5%, while the 10-year yields has dipped below 4% finally. But if you round it up, it's still the 4%, 3.979, right? Obviously. And then respect to the some other catalysts that we should be expecting for is that the CPI and the FOMC meeting is coming up in November, and also that's something that we should be aware of. In addition to the election that should be happening basically a week from now. So these are quite sizable catalysts. My gut feeling is that if we are going to be obviously, right, optically leaning more towards the Republican side of the equation, that seems like they are, just optically speaking, have a higher favorability in comparisons to a Democrat president going forward. It's a likelihood that we might see some, sizable reversal from the market front. But we'll see, right? Because ultimately, November is quite mixed bag with the CPI report and the FOMC meeting and the PPI report. And some of the outlooks that a lot of large companies already depicted for us already has not been pointing positively, right? So something to think about. And then some other news I'm just taking a look at across the spectrum, just relatively trivial. Seems like Elon Musk is now an owner officially after like just long elongations of negotiation. He's in charge of Twitter now, but obviously with the shakeup of the management team, the CEO and the CFO has left. So I'm not sure that's a good thing, right? So we'll see how that goes. And then these other news are just relatively trivial, nothing really worth mentioning. So let's just go back into the technical analysis with respect to recording time of 9:46 a.m. on the Eastern Time. On a daily right now, you could see that we're quite extended still, right? Very large separation. This is not something that we would appreciate, if you want to be buying. And you could see that we clearly hit the peak of 72 out of 70 already. And with respect to weekly, you are looking for the third peak right now that we are clearly testing a 46 out of 70. So definitely be aware of. And then on a monthly, you are looking to kind of land and glide down. So something to think about. that daily and weekly are still looking quite bearish, and even though it looks green at the moment. And then on Bitcoin side of the equation, we are at 20,500, which is clearly a resistance level that we know so far. Monthly is still consolidating. Weekly, it is still forming a third peak, as you know, right? We don't like three peaks, right? It means we get rejected 3 times. Do you get the hint? And then on the daily, you could see that clearly we were extended 6570, not as extended as obviously Ethereum, but still extended in that respect, right? So large separation still, this seems like it's a downward or upward wedge, depending on how you form it. This is going to eventually get squeezed tighter and tighter and tighter and then break. So something to think about, right? Is it the right time for you to DC at the moment? And then across the index front, you could see that SPY is pumping at the moment, and also on a weekly, we are about to form a golden cross, so it looks not terrible. On a daily, we could continue to extend from here. And this looks somewhat like a reverse head and shoulder pattern, which is a great sign of a mega reversal happening. So something to think about, right? And we might be actually pumping further. And then just take a look at Tesla, see how that going. You can see that daily it is, still have some room to go up to. Weekly, it is about to cross up, but we kind of find a landing path first. We're at 41 out of 70, so not terrible. And then on the monthly, you are very depleted already. Look at NEO real quick. We are below $10, very oversold, extremely oversold on the monthly. Let's look at the weekly. Very oversold on the weekly. Daily, very extended on the weekly, and I'm talking about extended on the positive side of the spectrum. So very bullish on NEO. I think definitely you should be thinking about dollar cost averaging around these levels, right? And then take a look at Meta. Meta obviously dropped significantly. You are $100 right now. We dropped to $96 at one point, right? Look at this cross section downward. This was just disgusting. And this can happen, right, because of the large separation that we've had so far. And then once you get this like sizable catalyst, you drop like a rock, right? So that's what happened. And then on a weekly, let's take a look at it. Weekly is quite mixed bag, but you can see that the large separation, and we are at 25 out of 70 right now. So very oversold still. So it might be a good buy, if you are thinking about this long term. And then monthly, obviously, very oversold, but 26 out of 70, which is unheard of. Very, very oversold so far. Okay. And Amazon seems like they have also reported negative earnings. Obviously they're down 10% at the moment right now. Very large separation on a monthly, weekly. Same thing. You can see that we are getting rejected again. And also on the daily. Yeah, I would say not terrible. A lot of tech stocks are very oversold, too depleted at the moment right now. So yeah, something to think about, right? Tech stocks seems like, yeah, it's been quite disgusting, but like it is clearly a discount at the moment right now, right? So I appreciate you for joining me again this morning on this meeting. Let me know how it goes, and take care.